And the next presenter, we have Dr. Aswani Kumar. Is there? Is she there?
Yes.
Aswani.
Yeah, Aswani Kumar.
Okay, sorry. Do you have presentation or just?
Yeah, I have a presentation, but can you let me share the screen?
Okay. Yes, sure. One moment, please. Actually, you are. Yes, this on your right side. On right side, just arrow.
Okay, let me
see the arrow on with the mic and
yeah.
right side on your mic. You can yes,
okay,
you can share your slide.
Okay.
Yes. You have a time. You can take your time because one presenter already skipped the session, so you have time.
Okay. Let me. Okay. Maybe I will just share my entire screen because there are only 3 options here. I cannot choose the.
Okay, a camera and mic, and the right side, you I think you can see the share option.
Yeah.
When you click the share option, you will see what do you want to share actually.
Okay, so maybe I'll just share the entire screen. That would be easier option. So can can you see my screen?
Excuse me, Ashwini.
Mm-hmm.
You don't need to display whole of the your screen. Rather, you have to click window option. In the middle, there is
Because
window
at the
option.
window that I cannot see the screen. That is the one I want.
When you
Okay, now it's available. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry for the delay. Okay.
No problem.
I think hope you can see now.
Yes. Good.
Yes. Okay.
Thank you
That's
so
great.
much.
Thank you so much. Actually, first of all, thank you so much for the organizer and for accepting my proposal and all. I'm really delighted to present my work in here. And I'm Aswini. I'm Aswani Kumar. I'm doing my PhD. I'm actually, thank you so much for calling me doctor. I feel so happy, but I'm still like in my process of submitting my thesis. So I'm doing PhD in National Chengchi University in Taipei. So actually, basically, my topic is working on the techno-geopolitics. That is my major topics. And then I'm working on India-Taiwan Tech Alliance. So this is one of my interests that I really wanted to present in the conference. And since the panel is actually talks about the US, China, and Russia rivalry, I will also touch upon that. But my entire presentation is not only on that. This is in general form how this technology geopolitics affect not only the big powers or US, China, or Russia, these, but also it also affect all the other parts. Like even developed and developing countries on all over the world, because unlike the like when we see the world order, it was actually created after the World War II, when the powers, great powers, when they emerge as a nuclear powers. Those who have a military capabilities and those who have the nuclear power, they become emerge as a major powers. But what happened in this, but now the trend is more moving towards technopolar world order. I would like to explain that. What is technopolar world order? In a few minutes, I will explain that. So technopolar, as we know that in the right after the World War II, we can see the phases that in the World War II, people like the most of the country in the international arena, it was the great powers, major power was determined by the military capabilities. It's mostly like if you look into it, it's mostly from the security aspect. And then after the World War II, and then when during the Cold War period, it was mostly rely on the, of course, it was rely on the security. There was a arm race and so many like competition between USSR and US was there, but still economic was a big thing after even during the Cold War. In after the Cold War, when economic was a big thing, and we see the like golden age of globalization, those time. So those is like those period, or like the old war is shaped by the economic prosperity or economic powers. But now after 2010, when the with the invent of the internet of things, with the access of internet, now we could see that the world is moving more towards the techno geopolitics, or those who have the technological power have a upper hand in most of the things. And most importantly, when we see that when now the world is moving more towards the technopolar order, you can see that there are certain states which has the upper hand. Particularly in more specific, these are not only the states. We could see the clear trends that there are some companies, multinational companies, big companies, they have a stake in this. Because why? I would like to explain why those company matters, why like individual corporations or company or individual person matters a lot, because they kind of control the major aspect today that many countries also like facing the problem in the human security is the cyberspace. That means in simple word, digital domain, because those companies, they hold the power of digital domain, and they hold the power of digital domain, and they shape not only in the countries, they shape even each individual in a country. So human security, cyber security issues is become a big challenge for many of the states. So we could see that this is not only why I choose this topic is post-Westphalian. In the Westphalian, I think everyone know that Westphalian, it gives the importance to the state as the primary entity of the geopolitics. But now those big companies, tech titans, they also have a big stake in the geopolitics, in shaping the geopolitics. So this is like how they are like how this technopolar world order is emerging, the impact it's created on the dynamic geopolitical landscape. You can see that in this diagram, triangle diagram, you can see that there are companies which the top companies, those are actually belongs to two particular countries. You can see that US company and Chinese company. So these company, they kind of decide many of the economic prosperity on the big international world scale. Of course, we learned that during the Bretton Woods system and after the IMF, all this, they try to make sure that anything happened, the financial system itself, it's like it won't be susceptible to any crisis or thing, because everyone agree, not only like US or China, everyone agree that if anything happened in the big financial system, the entire global economy will have a drastic change. It will disrupt an entire economy. We knew that clearly during the COVID-19. We see that just because of that, like the entire supply chain got collapsed, and then we see a lot of companies, they cannot find the chips. Since I'm in Taiwan, I could see that how the chip shortage become a big issue during this COVID time. So that's what I'm trying to say, that those big companies, they also have a big impact in shaping the global order. So you can see that, and most importantly, not only the Internet of Things. Now the most important thing, I think everyone know, after 2022, when the OpenAI, they introduced the ChatGPT, everyone started to talk about it and everyone started to use it. The most important thing is that we can see that AI has significantly invaded modern life, boosting productivity and creativity. It also, on the positive side, we could see there are a lot of positive side. On the negative side, it actually could have an impact of creating employment dislocation. And also there are so many negative impacts of the AI, but we can still use AI in a good way. And one more thing is that AI itself is not a bad thing, but the tools of AI and those who use the AI, it matters a lot. Because when the country, like nowadays, there are so many countries and European Union, so many group of countries, they started to implement a lot of rules and regulations and trying to govern. It is really difficult to govern like a global governance model, but it is possible to regulate in the domestic level, because you can see in this diagram itself, the two major, many of the companies are situated in these two countries. And also one more thing, it's very important from the research I learned, is that the most during the digital domain, the most vulnerable countries are democratic countries. Because why? Everyone know that the one country which has the strongest firewall is China. So China, like disinformation, misinformation, so government can control the misinformation and disinformation. But when it comes to the democratic countries, they are very susceptible to the like molding people thoughts, and then like changing the algorithms, so many things. these democratic countries are very vulnerable to the any attacks, cyber attacks in general. So that is a big thing. So how this technopolar world order, it changed the dynamics geopolitical landscape in the three main domains. First one, it creates the technological divide. Technological divide, we could see that those who can afford, who have the ability to afford, they will be like they will become richer and richer, and those countries, especially if you see, we can say in a global north and global south, or the countries which can afford, they will have an upper hand in making a decision making stage and all. And those who can develop and commercialize will be in one side, and those who cannot compete with them, they will be left out. We already seen the divide is already big during the COVID time, when many people are staying in the home, they don't have much resources to connect with the people, and we see this divide already. And this, if the technopolar world is continued, then there will be a huge global divide, technological divide. And also second point is the geopolitical rivalry. Of course, we see that like many countries, particularly US and China, they've been trying to become the AI supreme power. So when AI become not only like a tools of human development, when it becomes a AI capability shift to a strategic asset, then it creates a big problem, because states try to compete for the dominance. That also result in a fierce rivalry, which also cause the geopolitical conflict, which in turn we could see that it will cause the techno geopolitical rivalries. And especially we can see throughout, like when the Trump started, it has started as an economic war, and then slowly moved to it's become like a technological war. Started from the economic war, it more moves to the chip war and then technological war. So it will not only affect these two big economies, but also we could see the impact in all the other developing countries, developed countries, even the underdeveloped countries. And also uneven, third point, uneven development. It has, I think I mentioned before, the COVID pandemic has already increased the disparity between wealthy and poor person, and AI revolution can also create a lot of issue in the future. And then actually there are since I talk more about the AI, I would like to emphasize 3 points. What are the three AI challenges, prospect, and ethics? First one is the training and data privacy. We could have realized even in the day-to-day life, misuse and abuse of public data and training of LLMs, large language models, and then raising concern about the data privacy. This is a big challenge, not only in the small country, big country, in everywhere around the world. And second one is the AI application. AI application is actually emerging a lot, and nowadays it's a good thing that governments realize that how much big impact it could create, so that they try to come up with the regulation. But still, I feel governments still have less capability to amend a lot of regulations. And also this is also kind of create a kind of paradox, because that is termed as AI paradox, because government are kind of in a situation whether they should focus on the economic development or the safety of the country, or the safety of the society, security terms, because it is really kind of create a paradox. If they stop the like big titan companies or big companies, then they will stifle the economic growth. But on the other hand, if they let the companies do whatever they want or develop any AI advanced technology, it kind of create a problem of, like I said, a job, like many people, millions of people will lose the job, and also there are a lot of data privacy, so many issues will happen. So government have to tackle both at the same time. It kind of create a paradox. And especially AI applications like deep fakes and voice simulation, LLM generated content, all these kind of, this really need AI governance, not only on the state level, but also on the global level. And the existential crisis, it could really become a big setback for the human society, because it will dislocate a lot of employment opportunity. And also the next one, about the challenges of AI governance. So since we talk about what are the challenges that AI could pose, so what are the challenges in governing the AI? There will be three major challenges we need to focus. First one is the exponential evolution. Since AI could we could see that from ChatGPT 2, 3, ChatGPT 3, ChatGPT 4, it sounds like just a one digit of change. But indeed, when you look into the progress development, it is actually 10x times of change between one model to two model. But what does it do? What it do is that this kind of LLM language model or anything, it really impact a lot of, because people sometimes they don't understand whether they are talking with the human or they are talking with the machines, or who is doing the job. It's very difficult to find. It actually create a huge impact on the human security, and it create a big pose a big challenge for the governments. And also, as I mentioned in the AI power paradox, government have to face this issue. And also another important thing is that governing AI is that, because AI could be a dual use nature, because it could be used both in civilian use and also it can be used in the military use. So especially military use, there will be a proper regulation. Government can easily regulate them. But when it comes to the civilian use, it is really complicated and very complex. And also it needs a robust regulatory framework. And the third one is the regulatory challenges. That is because the rate of technological innovation already surpassed the traditional governing framework, which is we have so far. I personally, and also I feel like the current governance framework cannot fit the rules for AI governance. It is really difficult. There should be a real need for the change of governance framework to mitigate all this issue. And also we could see that at least from last year onwards, we can, after the advent of open chat gpt, there are so many government they are aware of the impact that a chat gpt or any llms or any AI tools can create. So many governments, they started to have a lot of regulations governing this. So some of the important thing I mentioned is that EU AI Act. This is very important because they are the pioneer of that. They kind of created this act long back. They realized that, okay, this is AI is going to be a big issue. I also feel like Europe started to have a lot of regulation, and they kind of understood the awareness of how AI or technology, advanced technology, indeed create a lot of issues. So they started a comprehensive AI regulation framework, and they have a lot of categories. I will not delve into those categories, so I'll just listed some of them. And also China's AI regulation. China also has measures to manage AI, and particularly importantly, they focus on responsible development, meaning that they will let the companies they will regulate the companies which is responsible, like whenever they the develop tools, when they disperse in the society, it should follow the certain rules and regulation, and they should follow the ethics of, because when it comes to the development, ethics should be major focus on the development. And also there is another one I noticed is that global partnership and AI. This is one of the important one, because there are 29 members. They kind of created a kind of alliance, and then they try to promote multidisciplinary research and address critical AI issues among the practitioners. So this group, they not only focus on creating the regulation, but also they will include so many academicians and research together to come up with the solution for the AI issues and all. And also some national strategies, not only the alliance of countries, they created the framework, but also smaller countries and great powers and middle powers, everyone started to realize the impact of AI, and also they kind of started to create AI laws, particularly South Korea, India, and many other countries. They have their own regulations, started to address the majorly three things: economic, society, and ethical ramifications of AI development. And also when we could see that whenever we talk about AI, some people, some of the then try to analyze it with nuclear. But the thing is that nuclear technology would be different from AI, because why it is, because AI has a dual use concern. Like I mentioned, it can use both for good and bad. And also it actually other than nuclear energy, it can contain in it can use the deterrence method and then non-proliferation method and then contain it. But AI, it is open source, so anyone can use it for any arms. So it can create a big impact. And also multilateral approach. It needs a multilateral approach. So setting norms for military AI requires collaboration between the stakeholder and also responsible AI governance. So the global framework is needed to ensure the responsible AI development. And the most important thing, the next point is that tech titans or the means the big company tech companies, they are the neo-geopolitical actors because they are the one who is holding many of the economic decision power and all. So multi-stakeholders collaborations, balancing innovation and regulation, global governance mechanism, these three are the major things when handling this new geopolitical actors. So so that means the multi-stakeholders collaboration means that government need to engage them as well. They have to think, they have to change the narrative and then change the framework, try to include those tech titans in the conversation or in any kind of engage with any decision making process. Not only the private sector, but also academia and standard agencies, civil society. It's all these are crucial for effective AI governance. And also balancing innovation and regulation. It's a persistent interaction between the multi-stakeholder, including all this, or contribute significantly to rewrapping the development or rewards of AI. So they are also important. And global governance mechanism, it should be an inclusive framework. So the global governance mechanism should try to include all this to address the global AI supply chain. And the last one, this is also my conclusion one, so I'll try to conclude. So the one effective way to governing AI could be a techno-prudentialism. So I will explain what is techno-prudentialism. So this will entail three things: mitigating global stability threat and holistic AI governance approach, and promoting responsible innovation. So mitigating means that trying to identify and address threats to global security stability is the key focus of this shift in AI governance. And holistic AI governance approach is that this technoprudentialism aims to balance AI benefit and risk through the prudence, inclusive, and impermeability targeted regulation. And the last one is promoting responsible innovation. So this seeks to enable AI development and implementation in a responsible manner, so that the companies also, those who created them, they should be responsible for the effects of their development. So when they design and create and make into a product and disperse into the society, they should know what is exactly they are making. How they should be responsible for the ethics and all the things. So governments also should make sure that they properly adhere to the ethics of the things. And the conclusion is that this is my conclusion stay. So I would like to suggest three things: preventive measures, inclusive framework, targeted regulation. As I mentioned through the presentation, so we should anticipate and mitigate potential risk from AI through pre-emptive policies and regulation, and ensure responsible innovation. Responsible innovation again means that not to stifle the innovation, but try to control certain aspects so that the companies also thrive, which will also help for the economic growth, and also at the same time adhere to the ethical values and all. And inclusive framework, it engages the diverse stakeholders, as I mentioned, different stakeholders, policymakers, technologists, and ethicists, and academicians, and everyone for equitable AI governance and approach. Targeted, it is whenever the regulation made, it should not be made like all the AI tools should be regulated or something. It should be precise and clear which kind of things are harmful for the society, which kind of things create the human security issues, and they should be when the policymakers are making the rules, it should focus on the specific target regulations. What are the things harmful to the society? So how they can make sure they are properly regulated without stopping the innovation and adapting the new nature of the AI. Yeah, that's it. I think I will stop here. Yep. So that is the presentation. Thank you everyone for. Yep.
Thank you so much, Dr. Aswani. Your presentation, many things new for especially us and me, and very informative presentation. Thank you so much, Dr. Aswani. I belong from National Chengchi University. Her title was Post-Westphalian Technopolar World Trajectory. Can government navigate through challenges, prospects, and ethics of new geopolitical actors? Her presentations are, of course, on the emerging techno-polar world trajectory is both timely and thought-provoking. The way you outline the challenges posed by AI and big technology companies to traditionally state sovereignty is crucial for understanding modern geopolitical dynamics. Your insights into the rapid evolution of AI and its implication for governance and international security provide a fresh perspective on the challenges government face in this new era.